Chuck Karstensen, Course in Miracles number 91, and continuing with the theme of experience and peace, and this time by trusting God. In our last one, we talked about choosing God, and I talked about gentleness, and that you need to choose once again the things of God, which are, if you really break it down, it's not a hard choice compared to choosing the things of the world that we normally end up with. So I wanted to advance it a little bit further. Experience and peace is by trusting God. And again, if you see turning in the things of the world as a loss, then when you choose God, you have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and then it probably makes it tough to trust God. And I've going through this. So I'm not like coming from a place of, hey, I've solved this. I'm teaching this because part of teaching, like I've said many times before, is learning, and part of trusting is learning. And like I said last time, and part of my main theme of my message I gave December 22nd at the Cambridge Lutheran Church that I'm basing this series off of is you got to practice. You got to practice trusting God. And we are going to have times when we fall down. We got to get back up. When we fail, we got to set our sights back on the prize. So trusting God is easier as you get confident in the promises of God. Obviously, you have to learn, choose, and then get to know the promises of God to make the trusting work better. However, you start. That's what you do. Just got to get started. So choosing God. Can you start by choosing God? Like meaning you're having fear, you're having anxiety, you're having judgment. In that point where you want to judge somebody, can you choose once again, which is practicing gentleness, and say, I am not going to judge that person. I'm going to choose open-mindedness. And then you might have to say, God, I need help choosing open-mindedness. How do I do this? And you just need a word. And a word could be love, which again is a choice. A word could be peace, which is a choice. So trusting God can start with the word. Peace over attack. Love over judgment. And then when you choose God, you're going to see some results. Is every result going to be good? There's some people that are going to still attack you, right? But then what do you got to do? Another choice. Choose defenselessness. You might be like, what the heck's that? Where are you coming up with this? It was actually in my message. And again, I've shared that before. But you have a choice. And then trusting is helping you to start remove fear, helping you to start remove judgment. And within time, our perceptions will shift. It could be in an instant. I've talked a long time ago, I think, on one of our messages here on the Course in Miracles about the holy instant. It could be in an instant. In a holy instant, you could just decide that these things are seek and do not find. I'm going to choose God. I'm going to trust God. But sometimes it takes a little while to shift our perspective. So trusting God takes practice. Getting into the Word, sharing the Word, sharing with others. You don't have to share to everybody. I'm sharing a video, right? Everybody could see this. There's anybody in the world could go to my YouTube page or Facebook or whatever you can get at and see this. So I'm not ashamed to do it. Now, some people might start with, that's a little bit too much. But who could you share with? Now, sometimes people call friends and they complain about their day, complain about their life, complain about the things that depress them, complain about the things that are a thorn in their side. You could choose once again to share, you know what? I have a new perspective. I have a changing of mind, and I am going to choose to trust in the things of God. And maybe you know minimal stuff about the things of God, but you know, I heard this word love, I heard this word joy, I heard this word peace, I heard this word hope. You pick a word, you choose a word, and you utilize it, and you practice it, and you get a little bit better at it. Then you screw up, and you're like, oh, I'm going to choose once again, because that was a mistake, and it's not a sin. To choose again, to fall down, get up, fall forward, and choose again. That is the process of trusting God in a nutshell on my videos and how I speak to them. So hopefully that helped you.